Looking to unlock your potential and optimize your approach to business? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. And hey, if we haven't met, I'm Lise Cartwright, online marketing coach, and I specialize in helping people integrate human design, email marketing, and publishing into their business. Ultimately, here to help you do things that are easy and fun for you. And I am super excited about today's video because today we are going to dive into some strategies that could really help revolutionize your business as we head into 2025. Are you ready? Let's go. So if you're watching this video, I am going to make a huge assumption that you already know what human design is. But if you don't, very quickly, human design is a mixture of the Chinese I Ching, astrology, Kabbalah, basically a whole bunch of different elements that help make up your specific human design chart. So if you yourself have not gone through and done your own human design chart and you're specifically looking to understand how human design can help you create and grow a business that is easy and fun and 100% aligned to your own natural gifts and talents, then I would love for you to go and check out your human design chart here, hustleandgroove.com/chart. Now that is going to give you a business perspective on your human design chart. So if that's your jam, go and check that out. Then once you've done that, come back here and then we'll go into how human design is really going to help you revolutionize your business, particularly as we move into 2025. So there are 5 main types when it comes to human design, and each of them has their own unique path to success, particularly when it comes to business. So let's go ahead and break them down. So grab a pen and paper and make sure that you have your chart so that you know what your type is. So we're going to start with a manifestor. If you're a manifestor, you are an initiator. And what that means is that you can literally make anything happen through the power of your voice. You have a defined throat center, and this is where all things manifest. That's why you can initiate. You can start all the things. So you definitely thrive on making things happen and starting new projects. So in 2025, if you're a manifestor, you want to focus on clear communication, setting really good boundaries so you can get your ideas understood and supported, because you're often going to be the person who is leading, and not everyone is going to be on the same track as you. You move really quickly when you're in your 200% energy. So as you sit down to map things out for 2025, really think about how effective are you communicating, because your strategy is to inform. And the more that you do that in business, the faster people will jump on board. The right people, right? Because you're not here to impact every single person. You're here to impact the people who resonate with what you're saying. So remember, you're here to inform, but that doesn't mean that you're asking permission. You are telling people what you're doing. And the way that you do that is by sharing behind the scenes, giving people a heads up, taking people along for the ride. Share the journey, share the process, and then set clear boundaries so that you are not having to do a whole bunch of stuff like have group coaching calls, one-on-one coaching, when you don't energetically feel the need to do so. So craft strategies, craft offers that don't require you to be there 24/7. So next up, we have the beautiful generators, and generators are the builders when it comes to business. You are methodical, step by step. You know exactly what you need to do and the order that it needs to be done in. So you have sustainable energy and a tireless drive when you are doing things that you love, when you are doing the things that bring you joy. But I want to remind you that even though we have a defined sacral, right, that's where that energy, a life force comes from, we can misuse it. So just make sure that whatever it is that you're doing in your business is actually what you want to be doing, because we can misuse our defined center, and you'll know that you're misusing your sacral because when you get to the end of the day, you are exhausted, overwhelmed, and really stressed. Those are not signs that you're doing something in alignment. So just remember to always follow your gut, do the things that bring you joy, even if they don't make sense to your head. So it's really simple for you as you go into 2025. You want to focus on the things that excite you and the things that your gut just is literally buzzing from. Really simple. Respond. That's what you're here to do. When you do that, that is going to lead to greater satisfaction and productivity. And you're literally showing your own audience that they have permission to do the same, to follow their joy. So as you're mapping out your plans, think about this. How can you do the things that bring you joy more in your business and pay attention to your gut? What is it telling you? Everything is an opportunity to respond, right? We respond to everything externally. So don't forget to make sure that that is mapped into your day every single day. So next up, we have the projectors, and projectors are the guides. Out of all the types, you have the ability to have one of 5 different inner authorities. And based on your inner authority, that is typically where your biggest strength is, and often where you're here to help people. So if you're not sure on what type of business you're doing or what offers you want to create, pay attention to what your inner authority is telling you. That is your strongest resource tool in your kit. So the reason why you are typically a guide is because you really excel in seeing the big picture and helping others to see the same. You're great at advising because your narrow energy, your narrow aura really gets to the heart of the matter. You can literally see what the problem is when you're talking to people one-on-one. But remember, in order for whatever it is that you have to say, so whatever recommendations, whatever insights that you have, that person first has to ask you for that information. So if you're not getting invitations, it's often because you yourself aren't either doing the things that you actually want to do, and you're not sharing your insights, knowledge, and wisdom on a daily basis, right? In order for someone to invite you, they first have to recognize, aka see, that you're the person that can actually help them. So what's your visibility strategy? That is something that you definitely want to be paying attention to as you go into 2025, because the more that you share your insights, knowledge, and wisdom, the more that you are recognized, the more that the invitations will flow. And just remember, invitations show up in lots of different ways. If you start to see multiple signs, that's probably the best way to put it. If you start to see a recurring theme coming up, as in someone's asking you a question, then you see a similar thread on Twitter or Instagram that talks about the same topic, those are often invitations. So pay attention to the signs that the universe is putting in front of you. Pay attention to the themes. Don't forget, share. Your audience needs to hear from you every single day on whatever platform you choose to do that on. So to be clear, this is not about you having to be all over social media. It is about, where do you want to impact your audience? How do you want to do that? And then making sure that you're doing that on a regular basis. Next up, we have our beautiful reflectors, what I love to call my unicorns. And reflectors are mirrors, right? You literally are a mirror for whatever is going on around you in your environment. So it's really important that whatever it is that you do in business, that you surround yourself in a really good environment, that you are mirroring the positivity, that you're only ever kind of talking to people, particularly when it comes to your business, and seeking advice based on people who are supportive, helpful, positive. So you reflect the energy of the environments that you're in, and you will often provide unique perspective because you're just literally saying what you see and feel. Because you're so open in your chart, you have this unique ability to literally taste and touch and sense what is going on around you. So you will be able to really hit the nail on the head based on whatever is going on, and often others don't see it. So be open to whatever is going on in your world, and know that you're actually here to share that unique perspective. So as you head into 2025, make sure that you are doing things in alignment, that you don't feel rushed to make decisions, and that when you are thinking about launching anything brand new, that you've had some great conversations with people that you trust and admire, people that you know aren't going to tell you what to do, because you will actually figure that out on your own. You just don't need to do it in the quickest time available. You're very much meant to follow a lunar cycle. And then lastly, I want to talk to my beautiful manifesting generators. I'm a manifesting generator, and we are here to literally respond and inform. So we have the ability to initiate projects, and then we have sustainable energy to see them through. So this makes us pretty versatile. It's often why we get labeled the ultimate multitasker. Now, that doesn't mean that you just go out and start doing multiple things. What it means is that when it comes to business, don't feel like you need to be married to just one thing. Sometimes we need to do multiple things, test out multiple offers, multiple ideas to really land in the place that we want to actually be in. For example, I have gone through many business models in the 10 plus years that I have been in business. And really, and I'm probably coming up to my 12th year, it's only been in the last 2 years that I've really solidified what it is that I do, who I help, and who I serve. But I know that in a few years' time that will likely change. And that's because we are typically multi-passionate. So don't be afraid to do multiple things. It's very much about getting clear on what do you want to do in this moment, because you have the flexibility and the ability to pivot very quickly. That's why we have the ability to initiate and have access to sustainable energy. So as you head into 2025, I encourage you to really sit down and implement practices that encourage you to reflect on what is working, to have a look at your data on a weekly basis, because that will always give you something to respond to, and to just ensure that you're actually doing things in alignment. Because here's the thing, we can get a sacral yes to lots and lots of things. Our inner authority, whether that is sacral or emotional, is there to help us make that final decision, yes or no, whether it's the thing that we actually want to move forward with. So whilst we might get an initial yes, by taking a beat to inform will slow us down enough to be able to go, yes, I'm still getting that sacral response, or no, definitely don't want to do that. And that's okay, right? It's absolutely okay to change your mind. So this is why I encourage you as a manifesting generator to not plan too far out. I'm a huge fan of 90-day plans, because that allows me to be flexible and to change things up. And I even bring it down to 30-day plans, because stuff happens and you need the flexibility to be able to pivot and change things up. So whatever that looks like for you, be okay with that being the case. Just follow your gut. It is 100% your guide. So hopefully this gives you some insight into how you can really grow your business as you head into 2025. The bottom line is this: do the things that are easy and fun for you. Do the things that you are excited about, and leave everything else to the side. Don't do the shiny object stuff, right? Really clear on what it is that you want to be doing. And then asking yourself, what's my next step, is always your best path forward, no matter what your type is. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. In an upcoming video, we are going to talk about your content strategy for 2025. So I will see you in that video.